Where did you get this from? Is Agile dead, or is it only just realizing its potential? Is it dead? No. I mean, as stupid statements go, that's pretty high on my list. How can a manifesto, a collection of words, be dead? Now, could it be irrelevant? I mean, it's not, but at least that's a more sensible articulation of the problem. Have we moved past Agile? Has it done its job or not? And we've moved beyond it? Well, no. Okay, I completely refute that statement. It's not often I work in such absolutes. The Agile Manifesto, the Manifesto for Agile Software Development, was talking back in 2001 about what a group of practitioners saw as an effective way of solving complex problems, the business problems that they faced, particularly in the software world. And when we look at it, they were ahead of their time. I think that's probably the best way of phrasing it. Okay? They were recognizing that complexity was a growing problem in the business world, and particularly in the software world, which is where they came from. And therefore, to tackle it, the techniques of the 20th century were no longer valid because the 20th century wasn't dominated by complexity. In fact, I would put it more into that complicated space where if people sat down and thought about it, they could work their way through the problem and come up with good answers. What we saw was the rise of technology creating this complex space where answers weren't particularly knowable beforehand. We had to discover as we went along. And then throwing in the increasing volatility within the world, again, created a lot by technology. Okay. The problem was changing, so the solution had to change. And if it took too long to create the solution, well, then you built the wrong thing. So they were at the very forefront of that. We are seeing that more and more and more. Okay? I'm sure you recognize it today more than ever, that we are in a highly complex and volatile situation. And therefore, Agile is more relevant today than it was 22 years ago when it was formed as the manifesto, because those values, those principles still stand true. They are about how humans solve problems best, particularly complex problems. It's about bringing people together, creating systems that support the interactions. Okay? And in the knowledge working world, that's vital because really we think for a living. It is the conversations we have and the thoughts we have. That's what creates the value, our unique combination of ideas and knowledge. Okay? So any system, any tool needs to be there to support the creation of value. And the creation is, in good old manifesto terms, individuals and interactions. Okay? And we can keep doing this. We can go through the whole of the manifesto, the values and the principles. And it's hard to refute them. When I run this as part of my CSM, the Certified Scrum Master, or the CSPO, Certified Scrum Product Owner, the only one that really comes up for a lot of debate today is about face-to-face communication. And what many people say is, well, because of the pandemic, we know that we can do it remotely. Yes, we can. But that's not what the manifesto says. The principle says the most effective form is face-to-face. And nobody disputes that. In the middle of the pandemic, people were, but as soon as they went back to working face-to-face, they remembered, you know what? All of our revolution is about being tribal. It's about being together. This webcam in front of me, blink of an eye, in really any relevance to how I think, how I act. I want to be with people, work with people. It's so much easier. It's more fluid. Okay? So the only principle that comes up for any detailed discussion whenever I talk about it is very quickly put down as we can work remotely. There are good reasons to work remotely. But you know what? If it really matters, put everybody in a room. So today, I think the Agile Manifesto is more important than it has been. And at some point, I'm sure we'll hit a point, an inflection point within the world that means its importance will wane, but we're not there yet. It is more important today, okay? And I see it being that way for a long time yet. We are at the beginning of yet another industrial age, a digital age. Okay? And the Agile Manifesto and agility itself are really going to be the hallmarks of that age, responding to rising complexity, rising volatility created by the very technology that allows us to deal with it. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.